Why is Indo-European called Indo-Germanic in German? Since it doesn't just include Indian and Germanic languages. I think that it's obviously a leftover of the 19th century. In the 19th century, it was the Germans who, created, let's say, the field of Indology. The Germans were very interested in India. The Germans, they sought to steal Indian heritage. Why and how? You see, Germany doesn't have its own history. Germany was never unified ever before 1871 as a single kingdom, a single empire, or a single civilization, single culture ever. There's always a small, fragmented bunch of kingdoms and principalities and duchies and whatnot. It's only in 1871 that it was unified as a single entity by the Iron Chancellor Otto von Bismarck. So the Germans sought some kind of legitimacy for their culture, whatever, not civilization. They don't have a civilization, but they sought something that gave them an air of antiquity. So one thing they proposed or claimed is that all the Nordic languages are Germanic languages, Teutonic, Germanic, whatever. So the Danish language, the Norwegian language, the Swedish language, etc. These are all Germanic language. English is Germanic, right? So the idea was they put forth at the time, and it was very successfully received everywhere, is that all these Northern European languages are Germanic languages. And these are the languages that are at the extreme western end of Europe. And it was very clear that the oldest of all these languages that are all interrelated was Sanskrit. In the far east, from where they were sitting, it's far, far in the east, India, right? So the idea was that there is one single language family. All the way east in India, you have the Indian languages, of which Sanskrit is the oldest. And all the way west in the European realm, we have the Germanic language, the other extreme, the western extreme. So India in the east, the Germanic language in the west. That's why they called this language family Indo-Germanic. Obviously, it also included the Romance languages, the Italic languages, the Slavic languages, the Persian language, and so much more. But the two extremes, they said, one is Indian, one is Germanic, so let's call it Indo-Germanic. And I think even today they call it Indo-Germanic in German. In the other languages, English, etc., it's called Indo-European. But the Germans, I think they still call it Indo-Germanic. Let's see. Indo-Germanish. Let's see. Indo-Germanish. Is it like that? Indo-Germanic, Germanisch Sprachen. Indo-Germanish, German for Indo-Germanic is a traditional German term for the traditional German term for the Indo-European language family. Blah, 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 etc., etc., etc. Synonym, linguistics, Indo-Germanish is the German scientific term for the Indo-European language family, etc. So they still use this term, Indo-Germanish. Then you have and blah, 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 blah. So, okay, some other people are also asking this question, whatever. Okay. So that's the deal. That's about Indo-Germanic. And the Germans, they sought to steal Indian cultural, civilizational ideas and assign them to German. So that's why the Aryan invasion theory was invented. That it was very well known that Sanskrit is the oldest of the Indo-European languages by far. But then Max Muller proposed the idea that, the Indians are brown people, but their ancestors were white because the original Indians were black. And their white ancestors came from the Germanic-speaking world, the Aryan world. So that's why the Aryan race is the greatest race, and the real Aryans are the white people. They stole the term Arya from India and Persia. And they stole the whole language family. Because Germany did not have a real history of its own. So it sought to steal Indian history. I'm not saying all Germans do this. It's the German intellectuals, so-called intellectuals. Even today, their geneticists try to harp on about the Aryan invasion theory and somehow seek to support it. Aryan invasion, migration, tourism, picnic, alien invasion theory, whatever you want to call it.